Pesto's test kitchen, well, it changes places just depending on where Pesto is.
Yeah,
Pesto.
because I'm everywhere. It's like Waldo.
Right. We love it when you are with us, Mark, and I have to say, this is one of my favorite places.
It's my favorite place, too. I mean, it's great to be in downtown Youngstown and have this great patio, and we're going to be remodeling it next year to make it a much more grand patio. So there's going to be a big addition next year with an overhang roof, so we don't have to worry about, you know, the wind tunnel and the downpours and all those kind of things. So it's going to be a lot of fun coming up pretty soon.
I didn't even get to ask you the question, like, what's new? He just jumps right into it.
I'm sorry.
Which is what I love.
That's because you and I are simpatico.
I know. He's like, she knows it's coming, and yes, that's the reason that we're out here right now. But gosh, when we first started Valley Spotlight and we first started Bistro 1907, Mark and I, we joined forces.
We did, and it's been a great friendship for a long time.
Yeah.
And now partnership in Valley Spotlight. So we're excited. You know, all the trials and tribulations we've been through this spring and summer and ongoing. You know, we see activity again, and it's great to see it in historic downtown Youngstown. And you know, we want more people to come back down. I mean, we might not have all the bells and whistles we had with the concerts and the theater and everything like that, but the energy's still here.
It really is, and it's a great feeling. Do you remember the day that we had Youngstown Propane bring a grill out here and you grilled a giant piece of meat?
Yeah, that was a pretty big piece of meat. That was a 48-ounce bone-in ribeye, otherwise known as a tomahawk chop.
All right, we're going to take a trip down memory lane.
Yeah. Can we find my cutting board after that?
I know, we never found the cutting board. So all the stuff that you didn't know.
That cutting board was custom made for me.
All right, let's take a look at this right now. Well, we're changing things up today in the test kitchen because we have moved everything that's fantastic about Bistro 1907.
We're outside, Lauren.
Out to the patio,
I know,
Mark.
what a beautiful day in Youngstown, Ohio.
It doesn't get much better than this,
I know, and we're sitting here
in
historic downtown Youngstown overlooking the square, and we're going to cook some beef because we're in summer.
Cook some serious beef. Look at the size of this thing.
So this is our 48-ounce Tomahawk ribeye steak from Lanning's. It's near Mount Vernon, Ohio, a little bit south of Columbus, and that's 48 ounces, 2 inches thick of Tomahawk ribeye steak, and we're going to cook that. So Lauren, I want you to help season that for me. So I'm going to put liberal amount of salt, because when you have a piece of meat 2 inches thick, you have to season it liberally.
So you just keep on going?
You just keep going like this is what you're paid to do for a living.
Gosh, that grill is so hot too. Thank you to our friends from Youngstown Propane.
Absolutely, they delivered it this morning.
Bringing this out for us today, because my goodness, is that baby hot right now.
Yes,
I feel
it is.
it on my face.
So now we're going to take this.
Oh, am I good? Is it good enough?
You're good, and I can add a little bit more, and we're just going to put it on the grill. And if you don't hear that noise when you put it on the grill, you're in trouble because you're going to steam the meat. Because what we want to do is we want to start to caramelize the sugars inside of the beef and the proteins inside of the beef so it has that great bark when we go to eat it, okay? So this steak on your grill, and this is enough to feed a family of 4. So this could be a luxury at the end of the summer barbecue, or this would be where you're having some great friends over to have a cocktail party, but you want to season that liberally. It's going to be enough to serve 4 people.
That is more than enough to serve 4 people.
So you can do this cover down because we want to cook from the top and bottom. So we're going to put the cover down on that. And now we're going to go over and we want to serve that steak with some beautiful mushrooms, because what's not better than steak and mushrooms?
No kidding.
So we have our induction burner, and we're going to put some olive oil down. I'm going to turn that up to high.
Turn it
a little bit of butter.
Oh, I hear it a little bit.
A little bit of sizzle there.
Sizzle.
And it's going to start to sizzle. We're going to add some onions, because we want some onions. And what you have to do with onions, because onions have a lot of sulfur in them, you want to take a little bit of salt with the onions, and it draws out the sulfur, draws out the moisture, and it starts to release them and make them caramelized and both sweet and soft.
A little bit sweeter, so it like balances out the acid?
Exactly. We're going to add 2 different kinds of mushrooms. We're going to add shiitakes, because I love shiitake mushrooms. They're meaty, they're earthy, they're delicious. And then we're going to add the mushrooms we all grew up with.
I was going to say, those
the
I
moonlight
recognize.
mushrooms. Yes, these are the moonlight mushrooms we grew up with. And sometimes you got them in the can at home, and sometimes you got them fresh. It just depended.
Yep.
So now I want to throw down some fresh herbs on this. I love having basil. I love having thyme and rosemary to go with mushrooms. It's such a great
you just leave
flavor.
it in whole like
We're just going to leave it in whole like that, and it's going to flavor the whole dish. We're going to add some slivered garlic, because I like to add slivered garlic, because that way if my guest doesn't want that garlic going in, they just like the flavor of it.
Take it out.
They can take it out and put it off to the side. You don't have bad breath later. Okay? And we're just going to start to let these saute down. And you can see they're starting to get happy.
I love
They're
it when
gonna
you
start
say
to-
they start to get happy.
They're starting to get happy.
We're going to make t-shirts that say,
I know.
get happy.
Well, you know, you got to take a little bit from the past, and you know, Emeril Lagasse, one of the greatest showmen in Food Network history, he always made things happy
He really
in the
did.
saute pan. So to make this really happy now, we're going to make Cabernet mushrooms. So we're going to take, and if you want to step back just a little bit, and we're going to add about a half a bottle of Cabernet to this. And we're just going to let that Cabernet Sauvignon cook inside of there. And just remember, Lauren, when you're cooking with wine, you want to make sure you're able to drink it. So tell me, how's this Cabernet taste?
I didn't see that one coming. I was like, yeah? What about it, Mark? What about it? Okay, let me test it out. And you guys have some really great house wines.
Oh, we have
here.
some great house. We have 24 different glasses of wine, bottles of wine you can get by the glass. And at happy hour, they're half off Monday through Friday.
Cheers.
Great.
Cheers,
so
my friend.
We're
You
going
don't
to let
have
this
any
cook
yet.
and simmer for about a half hour. We're going to let this steak cook for about a half hour. We're going to come back in about 5 minutes. We're going to flip it over so we get those beautiful cross sear marks, or hatch marks as everybody knows them to be. And then we'll be back to finish the dish.
Sounds good, Mark. Thank you. We'll be
You're
right
welcome.
back. That looks dynamite.
Well, Ducat not only sells the product, but we service them. We have parts and service support for every machine that you buy at Ducat. You are purchasing a machine, it's eventually going to break or need work, and we are here to do that. You don't get that from an online sale or a mass merchant. They just don't have the ability to have the parts and the service. We send our mechanics to school every year. We have 2 Briggs & Stratton master service technicians. There are not many in the country, probably less than 5,000 in the country, and we have 2 at Ducat. And we also have gold certified steel mechanics and numerous certifications in parts and service for every brand that we carry.
So let yourself go to Ducat. Let yourself go to Ducat.
Hi, I'm Barbara Corcoran. Are you thinking of selling your home but you're not sure which agent to hire? Go to kellysoldit.com and check out Kelly Warren's guarantee to sell your home, or she will buy it. Go to kellysoldit.com and get your home sold.
Pristine Dental is accepting patients of all ages. We understand your needs during this difficult time. We'll be following public health mandates by offering one-on-one provider-to-patient care. Appointment times will be extended in order to sanitize before and after each session. And there's no need to wait inside our office. One of our staff members will welcome you into our building for your appointment as you wait safely in your vehicle. Protective gowns and eyewear will be provided. Your health and safety is our priority. Call and book your appointment at Pristine Dental today.
Hey, look at this.
Right? The magic of television,
Magic
my
of television. So we've cooked this. We've flipped it 4 times.
4 times.
We've cooked it about 7.5 minutes on each side.
All right.
We're going to bring that up to a beautiful medium rare temperature. If you like it medium well done. I would never cook this steak well done personally, but if that's the way you like it, you bought it. It's your steak.
Exactly. You do what you want.
And then what I've done is I've pre-rested this for 5 minutes, because what happens is when you cook a steak, all the juices get pushed out.
Okay.
Whether it's steak, a pot roast, a piece of pork, or whatever, all the juices are push out from the proteins. So then what you have to do is let it rest for 5 minutes so they go back in. If not, it's going to drizzle all over everywhere.
Okay.
So we've taken these beautiful mushrooms. We're just going to swirl in some butter.
That's like is that like to finish it? Like
This is
that?
to finish it. We're going to finish it. Usually you finish with salt, pepper, butter. You stir that in. Now we're going to cut our steak. Look at this knife.
I was
Now
gonna
that's
say
a
that,
knife.
That's a gift. I hope that was a gift.
No,
from
no,
somebody.
I bought that
You
myself.
did?
And look at this gorgeous steak.
Oh my goodness, Mark.
Unbelievable. Going right down.
It's
Now you know you're going to
absolutely
have some
perfect.
fat with the ribeye, but that's okay. That's what we like.
want.
That's what we want with that
You have
ribeye.
at least taught me that is what gives it so much flavor.
Yes, and cut those generous slices for your guests so they feel like they're having a luxurious piece of meat. We're going to take some of those beautiful, gorgeous mushrooms and the jus and put it over the top. Just like this.
Can you tell I'm getting my fork ready
You're
already?
getting your fork ready. Season with a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and let's put a little bit of fresh chive down on that. And Lauren, let me cut you a little piece from the edge right over there.
I would say a little baby piece, but I don't think I want a little baby
There
piece.
you go.
I think I want a
Check that out.
big mama piece.
And tell me how we did. Fantastic, right? Again, you can serve this at your party. You can serve this on your backyard. You can do whatever you want with it. You can also come down to Bistro 1907. It's not on the menu, it's on the secret menu.
Secret menu. Bistro1907.com is where all these recipes are. Cheers to you, my friend.
Oh, thank you so much,
What
Lauren.
a dynamite
Cheers.
chef.
What a great steak.
What a treat. Oh my goodness.
So, Lauren, I still cannot figure out where the cutting board is.
I know. Maybe
My
you left
friend
it in
made
the
that
grill.
for me from the custom cutting block, and it was just such a beautiful board because it was huge.
I know.
So it's not like a thing that goes like missing easy. Like we need Columbo out there, you know?
If anybody has seen Mark Canzonetta's cutting board, please respond to Bistro1907.
You know, and then in the heat of the moment when we were cooking and doing that great segment, and just the smell of that beef and the unctuous fat cooking,
Did
and then
you
I
see
sliced
what
it.
you cut for me?
Yeah, I got caught up into it, and I gave her a little chunk of kernel fat, and
It's still so good. It was honestly still really good. People have asked me, how was all that? I'm like, it was still good. That's how great it was. And I took
it was a great
leftovers
piece of meat.
home, and Sabina,
Yeah,
she...
and those bigger cuts of meat, it's so good when you're at home with your
so
family.
great.
Yeah, go to your favorite butcher, whether it's Danny Cotullo or your favorite butcher online, and you can't go wrong because it can serve 4 or 5 people.
That's
And
the truth.
it's great.
And the U.S. Postal Service, well, they might deliver it for you.
Yeah.
So we're glad they're here too.
I mean, I send my stepmom out in Arizona every year for Christmas. I send her one of Danny's butcher boxes, and it goes all the way out there. She loves it, and she has steak for months.
I do it too.
Yeah, isn't that a great gift?
I do it too.
We're proud of you, Danny Cotullo. Keep doing what you do best, my brother.
Hey, Mark, thank you for all the support. And
Yes,
it's good
of course.
it's good to take a look back on like years of work. So
Years of work. I mean, going back to our first segment when I first met you on WFMJ 12 years ago now.
Don't make me that old.
Oh my God, 12 years ago.
That old.
12 years ago. So great
Goes
times,
by
great
like
memories.
that. We're very fortunate. So hey, cheers to you, buddy.
Cheers to you, my lady. And stop down to Bistro 1907.
Please do. It's amazing.